Every day I get up in the morning and go grab a cup of tea and then go and feed the pigs. As a farmer now, I'm the third generation on this farm, and I think about the fifth or sixth generation of farmers. To be able to pass it on to the next generation in some form or other is what we're all here for. It's a great life, but it's a very hard life. Make no bones about it.
Britain's rolling green countryside is a national treasure, but the custodians of this beautiful land, the farmers and rural communities, are facing some serious problems. Farmers are growing older, yet fewer young people are now learning the trade. Rural villages are losing essential services such as banks, post offices and shops. And competition from mass-produced foods means that British farmers earn less for the meat and crops that they produce. So making a living is harder than ever. All of this makes it difficult for small farmers and communities to carry on. But the Prince's Countryside Fund, created by His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales in 2010, is working hard to help turn this trend around. Livestock farmers are having a particularly tough time, so the Prince's Countryside Fund supports a programme called Hampshire Fair, which is teaching farmers how to add value to every animal by turning plain pork cuts into gourmet charcuterie.
The farming way of life, where you just breed a few cattle and a few pigs and then sell them onto market, is not going to work. The percentage that goes to the farmer is so minimal that there just isn't enough in it to keep farms going.
Joining Hampshire Fair gave us a little bit of professional backing, so to speak. I'm particularly keen on the idea of producing charcuterie, and we'd already started to do some, but just really for ourselves. And we now have a much wider range of sausages, including some of the Moroccan lamb beef merguez sausages and the chorizo. Being part of this Hampshire Fair project is going to help us to be more sustainable, because it means that we can turn our pork into a product that can command a higher price, has got a longer shelf life, and actually probably has got wider appeal.
Until recently, in the Cumbrian Hills, age-old farming skills were in danger of being lost as fewer young people were entering the trade. But an initiative supported by the Prince's Countryside Fund and managed by the Farmer Network is helping new apprentice hill farmers to gain the expertise they need to carry on into the future.
Martin comes to us one day a week, as well as learning whilst he's doing the job that he's doing now. He's actually doing the job that I don't need to do. We obviously spend time giving Martin as much help as we can to make sure that he does it as well as he can, but he's doing the job perfectly, so I'm getting the job done, Martin's learning. It's a win-win, isn't it?
Ultimately, in the future, I would like to own my own farm and just have my own stock and do everything on my own and have a little bit of England of my own to be proud of.
If the countryside is to remain truly sustainable, the next generation will have to play a major role. Oat Hall Community College in Sussex has run its own school farm for many years. Now support from the Prince's Countryside Fund has enabled the school to open its own farm shop.
I think in recent years we've got a little bit divorced, as young people have, from where their food actually comes from.
You feel it squeezing?
And it's reconnecting them with the countryside and the environmental stewardship of that to produce the very best tasting foods that you can. Once we got the farm established and we got the gardens established, I really wanted to add the retail to it. I'm delighted to say we've built our own shop. We built it from recycled materials and we've involved the students every step of the way.
I'm Megan.
And I'm Rosanna.
And we're outside our Oat Hall farm shop.
We get some children coming from Brighton and they're not 100% sure where meat comes from or where eggs come from. Children will say that the meat comes from the supermarket. I think it's really important for young people to kind of come into this industry because they're the ones that are going to develop it in the future, producing the meat, kind of answering all these questions, how do you feed our population?
And you need them to grow up kind of thinking in that manner of how are we going to do this, in the best possible way that's going to sustain it for the future.
Well, the fact that we've got this farm shop here now and the fact that we hope that it will generate income for the farm in the future is largely down to His Royal Highness the Prince of Wales, so we thank him very much.
The countryside is essential to Britain. It produces the food we eat and the water we drink. It helps in the fight against climate change, gives us open spaces to relax and breathe fresh air, and its beautiful landscapes attract countless visitors to our shores. Thanks to the Prince's Countryside Fund, some struggling rural communities across the UK are getting a new lease on life. But a lot more work is needed to ensure that our countryside will survive for the generations to come.
The farming industry is something that is absolutely vital to the UK. We're here to supply and to help, and it's got to be done to look after Britain.
Visit the Prince's Countryside Fund website to learn more about these projects and how you can help support Britain's rural communities.